Good morning. I wanted to have a little messy studio coffee chat. And I wanted to talk about being a jack of all trades, why we can get stuck in having too many interests, having too many passions, and this can be really challenging for some people. And I've experienced this. That's why I wanted to talk about it. And kind of connecting it to mixed media, because I feel like mixed media it's such a perfect medium for people that are jacks of all trades or have multiple passions when it comes to creativity. And I have really found this. Like, this is why I've gravitated towards mixed media specifically. I've learned so many different modalities of art creation. Like, I used to do jewelry making. I metalsmithed. I work with plaster. I work a lot with now I do 3D painting. That's one of my passions. I've recently learned paint pouring. I love to do collaging. I'm trying to think of what else. Painting in general, just regular painting. I've done beading. I feel like I'm probably forgetting something. A little bit of sculpture, ceramics, working with resin. That's another thing. Through, learning all of these different mediums, start to utilize your favorite things. And you can put all of these things into one specific creation. We don't have to limit ourselves to one thing. We can literally put into form something from all of these modalities. Like, if you haven't seen my 3D cow skull tutorial, that's an example where I had been doing 3D for a while. I do 3D sculptural paintings that come off of the canvas, but I wanted to incorporate paint pouring into it because I thought it would make a really cool background for the 3D painting, and it turned out really awesome. I'm going to make a few more of those, but this is an example of experimentation with different modalities that you can put it all into one specific thing that is almost like your unique flavor of art. And this is such an awesome thing to do if you are a multidimensional creator and you love to create in different ways, not just one specific way. I liked the idea of incorporating areas of creativity and putting them together in a sort of cohesive way that is expressive of the things that you enjoy. And it can be really fun and exciting to do this, especially if you are someone who doesn't like to be boxed into one specific style of creating, but you have your own style. It's like finding a way to bring it all together. Once I discovered mixed media, it was almost like I couldn't go back to 2D. It was a lot harder for me to just go back to 2D painting. I mean, I still do. Like, recently I've been doing paint pouring and things like that, like finding new modalities of art. And that's what I love to do. I find it so fun to discover new ways of creating. What I wanted to say is that when you are a jack of all trades, when you have multiple passions, we shouldn't shame ourselves for this, because it's actually a gift, but we find it to be a curse because in our society we're taught that, you need to pick a lane, find one thing and be the best at it. And a lot of times we see super successful people that have done this, like they, focused on this one thing and then they became like a master of it. But what I'm trying to create for myself, and maybe you can relate to this, is a vision of your multidimensional self that all comes together in a beautiful way, in a way that is authentic for you, and that you can create a vision for yourself that is cohesive, that you can bring all of the elements of your specific passions into one thing. This is why I do love YouTube, and I think it's really awesome for artists because, you know, that's something you can do on a YouTube channel. You can bring in all of your passions into one place and make it sort of your own brand. And this is kind of like what I'm doing. Now, I have multiple YouTube channels because I did sort of feel like I got niched, if you will, on my other YouTube channel. What I mean by that is certain videos started to do really well, and they weren't necessarily the thing I wanted to focus on in my entirety. And I felt like some of the things that I was doing weren't getting as many views. Now, it shouldn't be like all about that, but I sort of felt like this liberation and freedom in thinking about creating separate channels. Now, this will make your growth slower. I can make another video about this topic because I don't want to branch off too much into like what I'm saying here off of the topic at hand, which was having multiple passions. Now, there was a book that I read a long time ago that was about being a scanner. I'm gonna write the topic of the book or the name of the book on the video. I'll put it up, pop it up, because I forget the name of the book offhand. In fact, I feel like I lost the book when I moved, and it was about having multiple passions, and it was something about being a scanner. The author of the book called it being a scanner, where you have so many passions, you're always like, you know, learning new things, and that it's not a curse. It's not a thing that's negative. And we often feel like it's negative because we maybe struggle to focus on one thing. But it's actually a really cool thing because it means you're highly intelligent, first of all. That you want to learn more and more and more. This is not a negative thing. It's a sign of intelligence. That's why I kind of connect multiple passions with mixed media, because you really can explore so many different ways of creating art, and it can be super exciting and fun. And I encourage you to do this because I think it is such a great channel for people with multiple passions. I just wanted to talk about this, and if you like this content, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.